Hi, good morning, students. I'm Dr. Maruti Chittapragada, a chemistry teacher. Today, let's look at a couple of small concepts related to chemistry of carbon compounds, followed by the way questions will be framed on that. Right? Let's start the lecture. Now, the moment you say carbon compounds, carbon has anomalous properties, a few specific properties like catenation, and of course it does exhibits isomerism. So now what is catenation? Okay, the tendency of an element to form long chains, straight as well as branched, it what is known as catenation, which is responsible for the formation of innumerable number of carbon compounds. Now these compounds do exhibit a phenomenon called isomerism. Now what is isomerism? The phenomenon in which compounds uh, have a different structure, they have same molecular formula, but they exhibit different physical and chemical properties, and this process is what is known as isomerism. So let us see what is isomerism. We said they have same molecular formula, but they differ in properties. Okay, the phenomenon in which compounds have same molecular formula that differ in their properties is known as isomerism. Now the compounds that exhibit isomerism are known as isomers. Now these isomers are classified into two types. The first set we call them as structural isomers, and the second set we call them as stereoisomers. Now the terms are self-explanatory. The moment you say structural isomers, what are structural isomers? Compounds with same molecular formula that differ in their structure. What do I mean by structure? Technically, the bonding connectivity. The one that have same molecular formula but differ in their bonding connectivity are referred to as structural isomers. On the other hand, what do you mean by stereoisomers? Compounds with same molecular formula as well as same bonding connectivity that differ in the spatial arrangement. Spatial arrangement of atoms or groups are known as stereoisomers. What do you mean by it? In the sense, suppose if A, B, C are the atoms that are connected to each other that form a compound, another compound which can be called as an isomer can be ACB. They differ in their bonding connectivity. On the other hand, the moment you say stereoisomer, ABC and CBA, they have same bonding connectivity, but the spatial arrangement of atoms or groups is different. They are known as stereoisomers. Is it clear? Okay, now, so we said isomers are broadly classified into two types, namely structural isomers and stereoisomers. Now let's have a recap. What are structural isomers? The compounds with same molecular formula but they differ in their bonding connectivity are referred to as structural isomers. The example we discussed a minute ago is ABC and ACB, in case if you can recollect. Now these structural isomers are further classified into chain isomers, positional isomers, functional isomers, as well as metamers. Now what are chain isomers? Compounds with same molecular formula, they differ in parent chain. So parent chain will be different. These compounds are known as chain isomers. Children, if you can recollect most of the PYQs, what we have is questions related to this chain isomers in the examination. Say for example, one regular question that comes in exams is number of possible chain isomers with a molecular formula C4H10. What are the different ways in which we can have chain isomers for the compound with molecular formula C4H10? One possibility, you may have all four carbons in a straight chain, and next possibility, you may have three carbons and a carbon skeleton here. Is it clear? So now you know carbon is tetravalent. What do you mean by tetravalent? A carbon should have four bonds around it. Maybe they are in the form of a single bond or in the form of a double bond. In this case, the molecular formula suggests it is in the form of CnH2n plus 2, which indicates a saturated hydrocarbon and hence is nothing but an alkane where you'll have only single bonds. So there are two possibilities that we see here. So the molecular formula C4H10, we see two possibilities, that is all four carbons in a straight chain, and we call this compound as N-butane. Whereas the other one, we call this as isobutane, whose IPAC name is, you have methyl at second position, so we call this as 2-methyl propane. So as we said, the parent chain is different. In the first case, you have four carbons in the parent chain, but in the next case, you have only three carbons in the parent chain. Now, let's look at another example. In case if the molecular formula is C5H12, how to reach out for various, chain isomers for this compound? We have five carbons, so let's have all five of them together in a straight chain. So the parent chain here has five carbons. Therefore, we call this as pentane. What is the next possibility? You may have only four carbons in the parent chain, and the fifth one may be in the form of a branch. So in the sense, now here in the parent chain, we have only four carbons. So this becomes 2-methyl butane. We still have another possibility. What is it? You may have only three carbons in the parent chain, and the remaining two may be in the form of branches. In that case, the name of this compound will be 2,2-dimethyl propane. Right? So thus, with the molecular formula C5H12, what we had done, all the five carbons in a straight chain, then we reduced one, and the next one we kept it as a branch, and the one later, what we had done is we took only three carbons, and the remaining two carbons were taken as branches. This is how you can reach out to various possible chain isomers for a given compound. Now I think probably I'll give you one assignment for you. In case suppose if you have C6H14, now it's your turn to find various possible chain isomers for this compound. Clear? Now with this, let us switch over to the next type of structural isomer known as positional isomerism. Now again, as we already discussed, the terms in organic chemistry are self-explanatory. I need not explain you what positional isomerism is. The reason being, the name itself indicates. The compounds with same molecular formula, of course, even same carbon skeleton. This is one thing that we should never forget. When the parent chain should also be the same. The compounds with same molecular formula as well as same parent chain that differ in the position of either a substituent or a functional group is what is known as a positional isomer. Say for example, in case if you have, something like, let's say C4H11Cl. What are the possible isomers with the molecular formula C4H11Cl? Again, there are four carbons. Let me write all the four at one place. On the first carbon, I may have a chlorine here. Let me call this as compound A. Second one, again, there are 4 carbons and chlorine on the second position. Similarly, next I may have 3 carbons with a carbon substituent, and you may have a chlorine on the first carbon, and you may also have chlorine on the second carbon. Here is the parent chain, and here is the parent chain. Let me call this as compound B, compound C, and compound D. Now, what is the relation between A and B? If you look at the IPAC name of A, what is A? This is nothing but 1-chlorobutane, whereas this is 2-chlorobutane. In both the cases, it is butane. The parent chain is butane. The position is different. So, therefore, these two will be positional isomers to each other. When I take up this A and C, again, this is 1-chlorobutane, whereas this one is 1-chloro-2-methyl propane. Look at the parent chain. This is propane, this is butane. So, what is the relation between A and C? A and C are chain isomers, whereas A and B are positional isomers. Why A? What about this D? In case of D, this is again 2-chloro-2-methyl propane. So, 2-methyl propane, whereas here it is 2-methyl propane. So, where do they differ? They differ only in the position of chlorine. So, C and D are positional isomers to each other. Then what about A and D? They differ in the parent chain. So, immaterial where the position of substituent is, we consider them as only chain isomers. To call them as positional isomers, you need to have, same carbon skeleton, which is very, very important. Is it clear? So, A and B are positional isomers. C and D are also positional isomers. But if you take up the relation between A and C or A and D, they are chain isomers to each other. Similarly, B and C and B and D are also chain isomers to each other. They are not positional as the parent chain is different. So remember, friends, once if you understand, things will be very simple. So remember, this is not chemistry, it's just chemistry. So please do reach out to any doubts in the comment box. See you all for the next lecture.